We are rolling. I'm gonna be making my absolute #1 favorite cocktail on earth. I literally have a list in my phone of every single cocktail I've ever made. This one's sitting at the top for a reason. It's a phenomenal drink. It's actually something I sort of came up with, but it was inspired by another drink. So just to give kind of a little bit of background on that one, there's a steakhouse in Las Vegas, Bavette Steakhouse. Going there is like stepping into a time machine. You walk in, you're like walking through the MGM Grand. You see this big like leather padded door and you're like, what is that place? And you walk in and all the craziness of Las Vegas disappears the moment you go in there. And the lighting, the music, the food, the drinks, just the whole ambiance there is very like speakeasy type of vibe in there. And they're just playing like, 1920s, 30s jazz music, and it's just a really cool spot. I love that place. And they also happen to have what I think is the best burger money could buy on earth. Like, I'm not gonna go into a whole tangent because I could talk about that burger for like 25 minutes easily. But everything there is phenomenal, especially the drinks. And so they have this cocktail called Bavette's Punch. And if memory serves correct, it is a 3-ingredient cocktail: rum, Campari, and Luxardo Maraschino Liqueur. So me being a big fan of rum, I got the drink. I really liked the drink. And when I got home from Vegas, I kind of got to tinkering and developed what we're gonna make today, which is a riff on Bavette's Punch, essentially. So let's run through the ingredients real quick. The ratios that I came up with, I think are really perfect. As far as the base spirit, you could use really whatever you want. If you want to use bourbon, I'm gonna use bourbon today, but if you want to use rye whiskey or rum or even, I think, tequila, might not even be a bad idea. The base spirit, by all means, if you want to switch it up and use something different, it's the rest of the ingredients and the ratios that I wouldn't recommend tinkering with. I think they're just perfect how they are. So 2 ounces of rum, 3/4 ounce of Campari, 1/4 ounce of Maraschino Liqueur by Luxardo, 1 ounce of grapefruit juice, 1/4 ounce of lime juice, 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters, an egg white, and some simple syrup or Demerara Syrup. We're gonna use a 1/2 ounce of that. So it's a lot of ingredients, but the ratios, I think, like I said, I think they're perfect. And even though it sounds like a lot, like it combined, it's beautifully layered. It's not like there's not too much going on. Essentially, you have to try it for yourself. But let's start making it and do some tasting notes. So for me, I'm not a big fan of lemon in cocktails, but I think using just a 1/4 ounce, it lends something nice. I'm much more of a fan of lime juice, which we're also going to use. So we're kind of using them in conjunction together to kind of create a new kind of citrusy flavor profile instead of just using one or the other. And then the star of the show is the grapefruit, really. Oh, and that reminds me. So yeah, the original drink, it wasn't just rum, Campari, and maraschino. It had all 3 of those, but it also had grapefruit juice. So that's what kind of sparked the inspiration behind this drink. Just need a 1/4 ounce of the lemon juice. Ounce lime juice. Let's get some fresh grapefruit juice. Gorgeous. I had to get a little taste. 1 ounce of the grapefruit juice, and I just squeezed it with my hand, so I'm gonna strain it, just get me a little pulp out of there. All right, so we got our citrus components. Let's add our bourbon. I'm using this Elijah Craig. By all means, use whatever bourbon you want, or like I said, use some rum, use some tequila. Hell, you can use some cognac in this. I think any of those would work out just fine. 2 ounces bourbon and a little taste. So Campari, Maraschino together, fucking magical combination. I don't know why, they just work. They absolutely work. Bavette's knew what they were doing when they made that cocktail with the rum and the Campari, the grapefruit juice, and the Luxardo all combined. I mean, the combo is just fantastic. So, I mean, for me, what I really did was just add egg white and a little bit of simple syrup and, you know, played with the citrus. It's not that far off from the original. The egg white is great for just adding a little bit of extra texture. It goes perfect with the citrus juice. Yeah, so let's add a 3/4 ounce pour of this Campari. 1/4 ounce Maraschino, however you want to say it. And you can just tell looking at it, I mean, the color is gonna be gorgeous. That grapefruity, ruby red, pinkish kind of color. But we're gonna darken it up just a tad. 2 dashes Angostura Bitters. And then for me, I always like this is not a necessary ingredient, the saline, but think of it like when you're using salt in a cocktail, think of it like cooking. Almost everything has salt in it in some capacity. So just a couple drops of saline solution, a little bit of salt, just to, you know, awaken those fruity flavors or ramp up the sweetness, because we're gonna add simple syrup next. Or I guess, yeah, 5 drops maybe. A 1/2 ounce for me is perfect. This is a 1-to-1. So 1 part water, 1 part sugar. And for my personal taste, a 1/2 ounce is perfect. Last but not least, egg white, just for texture. It's really not adding much of anything flavor-wise. It's all there for texture. And what we're gonna do is we are going to shake this with no ice, and then we're gonna add some ice, shake it a second time, get a nice head of foam in there, and I can just smelling it already just brings back, I've made this drink so many times, I have so many like memories that go along with making this drink, and I'm just having like a brain blast right now, and I'm being taken back to Bavette's bar and all the times I made this cocktail at home. It's just the smell right off the bat, that combination of the Campari and the Maraschino just has like, I'm having like a total sensory experience right now, I guess you could say. There's a little black, what the hell is that in there? We're just gonna leave it. It's really crazy though how much scent and aroma have to do with like memory and in our brains, like how they're so connected. It's crazy. Anyways, let's shake this puppy. Okay, so it was probably a solid like 35-40 seconds of shaking, and had we done that with ice, the drink would have been most likely over diluted depending on how cold the ice was. So that's why we shake it first without the ice, get that egg white to kind of activate, get that foamy egg white texture consistency, and then we add some ice and just do a quick shake just to get the drink cold without over diluting it. That is the whole purpose behind shaking first without the ice and then shaking it with ice. Do 1 big cube, 1 crack cube. Shake it again. All right. Oh my God, the color is just, it's gorgeous. Got like a pink, ruby, reddish hue. Nice frothiness, nice foam is gonna form in the next 30 seconds from that egg white. So every time you go to take a sip, you're gonna get a little bit of foam, a little bit of extra texture. Oh my God, I love this drink. I love it. I could make it every week, never get sick of it. It's that good. I haven't even tasted it yet, but I know. I just know it's gonna be fucking amazing. Oh, nice little head. Let's taste it. Fabulous as usual. Campari's like a divisive flavor. You either love it or you hate it. It's really intense. But then the Luxardo, Maraschino, however you say it, comes in right afterwards. Like that's the first thing you get is that punch of citrus and the Campari, and then the Luxardo, that almondy kind of cherry sweet, syrupy flavor comes in. But the bourbon's it's not being bullied, even though you have these bright citrusy flavors and the bitter in-your-face Campari. The bourbon's not lost. It's not in the forefront. It's not like super spirit bourbon forward of a drink, but the bourbon's still there, which is great. You can taste the bourbon. The bourbony notes are not getting lost. I just think the ratios right now are just so perfect. That 3/4 ounce Campari, 1/4 ounce maraschino, ounce of grapefruit juice, 1/4 ounce of lime juice, 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters, the egg white. I didn't even have to look at it, and the 2 ounces of bourbon, I don't have to look at the recipe. It's just like ingrained in my mind. And of course, 1/2 ounce of simple syrup or Demerara syrup, or really any syrup you want to use. Just ties it all together, brings the sweetness to the perfect spot. I mean, it's the perfect spot. Like the sweetness level is immaculate. It's complex. It has layers. It evolves. I don't have enough good things to say about it. It's an awesome, amazing cocktail. The Campari Sour, you should 1000% make one for yourself. If you don't have the ingredients, get the ingredients. Fabulous drink. And like I said, by all means, make it with rum or tequila or cognac. It doesn't have to be made with whiskey. I think that this drink would do well with any other spirit. Gin, absolutely. Gin would, I didn't recommend gin because I just don't like gin, but gin in this cocktail I think would be fantastic too if you're a gin fan. Yeah, I love the drink, and it's visually just gorgeous. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that. I mean, you don't want to sip of that. Of course, it's not going to focus. Focus. Oh, it's really like not focusing. Is it focusing? I don't even know. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cocktail videos. I got a whole playlist of them. It'll be at the end of this video, and there'll probably be a little pop-up right there right now. Go check out some of the other cocktail videos. And if you got something you think I should make in the next video, in the next cocktail recipe video, drop a comment right now. Let me know. And until next time, cheers. Oh my God, so fucking